All right, joining us now, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem is with us. Madam Secretary, great to have you. Boy, that didn't take long. You got to work really, really quick. You were out in protective vests. You were embedded with ICE last night. You got these dirt bags, as you called them, including the Tren de Aragua ringleader, which is a huge get, I think, for your department and for Tom Homan and for all these agents. Congratulations on a successful raid last night in New York.
Well, Sean, we've just gotten started. We are picking up the worst of the worst in this country that are making our streets so dangerous. And so, yes, we did encounter and incarcerate a Tren de Aragua member, one of the ringleaders. He had warrants out for his arrest in Colorado. In fact, he was one of those that we saw on some of the video from that apartment building that they had taken over and had perpetuated so much violence there. So this was a good morning for our agents and the cooperation with the NYPD and ATF and DEA. We had a great partnership going and did several of these arrests, and the community is safer now. That's the reality of it. Everybody who has been concerned about walking their children to school or spending and doing business in these communities now know that New York City is safer because these dangerous criminals are gone and they're no longer living in their community.
What a difference a couple of days can make. I mean, I saw when you were sworn in by Clarence Thomas. I was very happy for you. We've known each other a long time. You did a great job as governor. Seeing you, though, out with agents in that protective ICE vest, embedded with these federal agents and going after target in New York. I also understand it, you got a number of criminal illegal aliens, those with kidnapping, assault charges, burglary charges. This was a very successful raid.
It was, and I appreciate the president following through on what he promised the American people. He promised them he would make America safe, and that's exactly what we're doing. So going in all night long and doing these targeted raids against these criminal aliens was very specific. And we pulling them out, obviously, we're going to gather more information about some more of the criminals that are out there doing these activities. So this ringleader had just tried to buy some grenades. He had been a part of a gun buy before. We talk about families that are losing their kids to violence. They're losing our next generation of American to drugs. These folks are perpetuating that, and we're going to get them out of here and make sure that we're continuing to build on that and know that the American people are truly being heard, that they're being listened to, and that these agents are going out with the support that they need and the cooperation of local governments to do what they need to do.
We estimate that anywhere between 12 to 15 million unvetted Harris-Biden illegals came into the country. We know that among that group are known terrorists, but we don't know where they are. We know among that group are cartel members, but we don't know where all of them are, and gang members. We know we have tens of thousands of murderers, rapists, and other violent criminals. We've seen Americans murdered, raped, including young children. We have a fentanyl problem, other violent crime. It seems like the enormity of this task of finding these people seems incalculable to me. How do we find them all?
Well, Sean, we have some of these folks on our radar. When they commit crimes, though, in this country, we need to not release them again. And working with the mayor of New York City was fantastic. I talked to him 4 or 5 times last night about what we were doing, our operations, how they could support us. We also need these sanctuary city laws to be lifted so that we can use the full authorities, that when we bring up these people and when we capture them, that we can prosecute them and that we can truly get them out of this country so that they can't continue their ring of violence. So these are the worst of the worst, and we need mayors and governors partnering with us, but we will do our job. We will do our job regardless of that, and we will continue to go forward and identify these folks and get them out. And these agents did good work and fantastic work. They're very dedicated. They're so happy, Sean, they finally get to do their job. They're so happy they finally get to get these dirtbags out of our country and to actually fulfill the mission to which they took their oath of their office to be protecting their communities. So the community, while I was spending time there, were grateful when they'd walk by us. They would say thank you. several times and saw us pulling people out of these apartment buildings where they knew there was dangerous individuals. We saw kids coming out of these apartment buildings that had to live in these situations. And it's going to be a much better situation the more that we can target this. And we'll gather more and more information and continue to remove dangerous criminals out of this country. Remember, that's what President Trump said. We're going to start with the worst, and we're going to continue to go after them and remove them. The cartels and the people that are on the terrorist watch list, when we find you, there will be consequences, and we will remove you. We are saving people's lives because of the actions that we're taking.
You know, it's amazing. The left in this country, and I call them the state-run legacy media mob, they've been so, well, this is very expensive, deporting people as if it's not expensive to offer them free food and housing and health care and education. And Kamala wanted, you know, taxpayer-funded sex change operations. That's more expensive. My next question, do you plan on going on a lot more of these raids? Is this something you will do on a regular basis?
Yeah, absolutely. I will be out there with our agents and with our law enforcement officers, our Border Patrol, ICE, HSI. I'll be with all of them because I think that when I'm there, they know they have a leader that supports them, but also I'm learning from them. I'm learning what tools they need, what authorities they need to truly, that when they arrest someone and turn them over to the process that's in front of them, that there actually can be consequences and we can prosecute them. Talking about the difference in some of these sanctuary cities, how they're just released as soon as they come into our custody, and not necessarily our custody, but the local government. So I need to tell that story and then be the liaison to help get those local leaders on board and talk to the community so they see the good work that we're doing as well. And remind them, you know, President Trump said that he would take action. We're encountering and arresting 3 times the amount of criminal aliens that the Biden administration did by average. And we're having less than 10% the amount of encounters at the southern border because we've sent the message clearly to the world, don't come here. If you're an illegal and if you're dangerous, we have a target on you and you will not be welcome and we will remove you and have consequences.
I was glad to see that you addressed that our government has not been honest about talking about the mysterious drones that have been flying over New Jersey and elsewhere, and you will get to the bottom of that. And you also have addressed the issue of security at our Super Bowl, which I'm sure is a monumental task. Can you give us any updates on both of those issues?
It is. Well, we've been working on those since I've been in this job, but even before that, the team here was preparing to get ready for the Super Bowl, make sure that it's a safe, fun, and exciting event, and that we also are out there, you know, doing due diligence in many of these other areas of the country. We're not just stopping with New York City. You'll see me many other areas. Many times we won't be telegraphing where we are in the country for safety reasons, and law enforcement always comes first as far as having the backup that they need and having the processes in place to keep them safe. They have families too, and we want to make sure that they're able to do their job, but to do it safely. But yes, Governor Landry in Louisiana and I've been talking almost on a daily basis ever since I was nominated for this position. And I'll be down there here in a few days to do a preliminary briefing, and we'll continue to work with them and make sure that it is a safe event and exciting for everybody.
What a difference between you and Alejandro Mayorkas. It's unbelievable. Thank you. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your hard work. We thank all the people of ICE, and we thank the president for his leadership. We've got to protect our homeland. We've got to get rid of these people that are known terrorists, rapists, murderers, cartel members, gang members. We have to get rid of them. Anyway, Secretary Noem, thank you. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Sean.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.